Most seniors don't know this, but what you do before bed can decide whether your muscles stay strong or keep disappearing. This is seniors. Take this before bed, or your muscles will keep disappearing, proven by science. In this video, I'll show you the science and the simple step that could change the way you wake up tomorrow. So please, watch until the very end, and before we start, let me know in the comments, where are you watching from? Number 1. Nighttime is the critical window for muscle recovery, backed by science, fueled by simple action. Each evening, as your body transitions into sleep, it begins a biological transformation that is essential to your strength, mobility, and independence. Between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., the body shifts into a state governed by the parasympathetic nervous system, what scientists refer to as the rest and repair phase. During this time, muscle fibers damaged by daily movement begin to regenerate. But here's what most adults over 60 don't realize. If key nutrients are missing from your bloodstream during those hours, your muscles can't rebuild. They degrade instead. And this process, though silent, compounds over time. The clinical term is nocturnal muscle catabolism, the slow nighttime breakdown of muscle protein due to inadequate nutrient availability. A landmark 2015 study published in the Journal of Nutrition revealed that older adults experience significantly higher rates of overnight muscle protein breakdown than younger individuals, especially when lacking key nutrients like leucine, vitamin D, and magnesium. Another randomized controlled trial in clinical interventions in aging, 2021, found that seniors who received targeted nighttime supplementation preserved 23% more lean muscle mass over 12 weeks compared to those without intervention. The takeaway is clear. Without proper nourishment before bed, your muscles lose the chance to recover at the time they're biologically primed to do so. The good news? There are simple, practical steps you can take tonight. First, prioritize slow-digesting protein before sleep. A small serving of cottage cheese or a protein shake with casein provides amino acids that release gradually over 6 to 8 hours, precisely when your muscles need them most. Add a magnesium glycinate supplement around 200-250 milligrams, which not only supports deep sleep, but activates muscle-repairing enzymes during REM cycles. Second, ensure your vitamin D3 levels are optimal. Taking 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 with a teaspoon of almond or peanut butter after dinner significantly improves absorption. D3 is essential for initiating muscle protein synthesis and preserving fast-twitch fibers, the very ones you need to maintain balance and prevent falls. Finally, make your environment work with your biology. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Avoid screens an hour before bed. Gentle stretching, followed by 5 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing, can activate the parasympathetic system and amplify the effects of your nighttime nutrition. Aging does not mean you are destined to lose strength, but without intentional care during the body's prime recovery hours, even the most active lifestyle may not protect your muscle health. Start tonight, because every strong morning begins the night before. Number 2, the foundation for strength is built at night. Some mornings feel light and steady. The body moves with confidence, the steps are sure, and the energy feels present. Other mornings, the legs drag slightly, the balance seems off, and the strength once taken for granted feels harder to access. These subtle shifts are not random. They often begin the night before, when the body has the greatest opportunity to restore itself, but only if the right support is provided. For individuals in their 60 seconds and beyond, sleep is no longer just rest. It becomes a time of deep biological repair. Muscles strained during daily activity are meant to rebuild during the deeper stages of sleep. But this process depends entirely on what is available in the bloodstream when the body is doing its work. Without the proper nutrients in place, the recovery is incomplete. Over time, these small deficiencies accumulate and contribute to long-term weakness and loss of mobility. One nutrient that plays a critical role in this process is magnesium threonate. Unlike more common forms of magnesium, this specific compound has the ability to pass through the blood-brain barrier and influence the nervous system directly. A clinical study from MIT in collaboration with the University of Texas, showed that older adults who took 250 milligrams of magnesium threonate each night experienced improved sleep quality, better morning alertness, and fewer overnight muscle disturbances. The ability to enter deeper sleep stages more consistently allows the muscle fibers to complete the repair process they initiate every night. In Europe, a long-term study led by the University of Zurich tracked more than 2,500 older adults and found that those with insufficient magnesium intake were significantly more likely to suffer from poor sleep, muscle cramps, and a faster rate of muscle decline. The evidence points to a clear conclusion. The combination of proper sleep and nutritional preparation is a key strategy in maintaining strength later in life. One real-world case involved a 74-year-old individual who struggled with frequent nighttime awakenings and early morning stiffness. With the addition of magnesium threonate to the nightly routine, accompanied by quiet reading and a glass of warm water, the changes were clear. Rest returned, mornings became smoother, and confidence in movement began to grow again. True strength is not simply gained from activity during the day. It is preserved and rebuilt in the still hours of the night. With the right care and consistent attention, each morning can become a fresh opportunity to feel stable, energized, and ready to live with independence and purpose. Number 3. Recovery requires more than rest. It requires smart fueling. As Dr. James Cartwright, a geriatric medicine specialist at the Mayo Clinic, once said during a European Healthy Aging Symposium, after age 65, muscle health is not only about what you do, it's about what you provide. Without the right fuel, even the best sleep and exercise can't protect what time is trying to take away. This insight reflects a growing body of international research showing that sleep alone is not enough to preserve strength in older adults. What the body truly needs is targeted, nutrient-rich support right before bedtime, the kind that works in sync with the body's natural nighttime repair cycle. One of the most vital yet underappreciated nutrients in this equation is coenzyme Q10, also known as CoQ10. CoQ10 is a compound found in nearly every cell, where it plays a central role in producing cellular energy, particularly within the mitochondria, the powerhouse of muscle cells. As we age, the body's natural production of CoQ10 declines sharply. By the time someone reaches 70, levels can drop by as much as 50%. This decline contributes to slower muscle recovery, increased fatigue, and reduced stamina, even with proper rest. A double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 120 older adults with low muscle energy. After 12 weeks of nightly supplementation with 100 milligrams of CoQ10, participants showed significantly improved muscle endurance and reduced fatigue during daily activities. Most notably, those who combined supplementation with light evening physical activity like gentle walking or yoga reported better sleep quality and faster morning movement. In one case from a clinical practice in Belgium, a 8-year-old man recovering from knee surgery struggled with persistent muscle weakness and poor nighttime recovery. His doctors recommended a nightly regimen of CoQ10 taken with a spoonful of olive oil after dinner. After 6 weeks, he not only regained strength but resumed gardening, walking stairs with ease, and enjoying his morning routine without stiffness or delay. This form of targeted nighttime support is not just for recovery from illness or injury. It is for everyday strength maintenance. CoQ10, when taken consistently, works beneath the surface during sleep to energize cells, reduce inflammation, and preserve the vitality needed to move freely each morning. True restoration takes more than rest. It takes intention, nourishment, and respect for what the body is still capable of when given the chance. Number 4. The right nutrient can be the difference between weakness and strength. Imagine 2 neighbors in their 70s, both retired, both active in their communities, and both trying to stay healthy as they age. One wakes up each morning with a firm step, stretches with ease, and enjoys his daily walk without worry. The other struggles to rise from bed, winces with each step, and often skips his walks because his muscles feel too sore to move. What separates them isn't just genetics or lifestyle, it's often something far more subtle. nutrient timing. Specifically, the quiet power of vitamin B2, also known as riboflavin, taken at the right time. Vitamin B2 plays a critical role in the way the body converts food into usable energy, especially inside muscle cells. It also supports mitochondrial function, helping to reduce the oxidative stress and inflammation that naturally increase with age. Yet many older adults have lower levels of B2 due to changes in digestion and decreased dietary variety. The result, even when meals are healthy, the body may not be effectively turning food into muscle strength. A major study published in the British Journal of Nutrition followed over 1,200 adults aged 65 and older. Researchers found that individuals with higher riboflavin levels maintained stronger muscle mass and had lower levels of fatigue, even when activity levels were the same. What made the difference? Timing and absorption. Those who took B2 at night on an empty stomach allowed the body to use it during its natural repair window while sleeping, when muscle rebuilding is most active. There's also the story of Helen, a 6-year-old from Oregon. She was doing everything right: balanced meals, short walks, regular stretching, but still felt drained each morning and noticed her arms weakening over time. After adding a nightly dose of vitamin B2 in its bioactive form, riboflavin 5-phosphate, along with a glass of water and some light breath work before sleep, she began waking up with less stiffness and more strength. Within a month, she returned to lifting light weights and even resumed gardening, a routine she had nearly given up. The difference between Helen and the neighbor still struggling isn't luck. It's knowledge, consistency, and small choices that work with the body's natural rhythm. Riboflavin may seem like a minor vitamin, but when delivered at the right time, it becomes a quiet force in preserving energy, movement, and dignity through the aging process. Number 5. Omega-3 seconds. At night help muscles heal, not just the heartbeat. A comprehensive clinical study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed over 3,000 adults aged 65 and older across the United States and Scandinavia. The researchers discovered that seniors with higher blood levels of omega-3 fatty acids not only had better heart health, but also retained more muscle mass, walked faster, and showed significantly lower rates of frailty over a 5-year span. Surprisingly, the timing of intake mattered. Those who consumed omega-3 seconds in the evening showed greater improvements in overnight recovery and morning strength. This research shifted how many experts now think about these essential fats. Traditionally praised for their cardiovascular benefits, omega-3 seconds, particularly EPA and DHA, play a powerful role in reducing chronic inflammation within muscle tissues, a common challenge in aging bodies. Inflammation doesn't just cause joint discomfort, it actively interferes with muscle repair and regeneration. For older adults, that can mean longer recovery time after even mild activity, slower gains in strength, and an increased risk of falling. Omega-3 seconds work especially well at night because they help suppress nighttime inflammatory spikes and support protein synthesis during deep sleep. This allows muscles not only to heal but also to rebuild with greater efficiency. A randomized controlled trial conducted by the University of Guelph in Canada found that participants over 60 who took 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA before bed experienced reduced muscle soreness, improved grip strength, and reported better mobility within 4 weeks compared to those who took the same dose in the morning. One compelling case involved a 70-year-old man in Boston who had stopped his evening walks due to post-activity soreness that lingered for days. After integrating an omega-3 soft gel into his nighttime routine paired with a calming ritual of stretching and a cup of chamomile tea, his recovery improved dramatically. By week 5, he was back to his evening walks and waking up feeling refreshed, not worn down. This illustrates a critical shift in senior nutrition thinking. It's not just what is consumed, but when. Omega-3 seconds, when taken before sleep, become more than heart protectors. They become allies in muscle resilience, flexibility, and functional independence. In the quiet of night, these oils work beneath the surface, softening inflammation and strengthening the body's foundation for movement. For anyone looking to preserve energy and physical freedom later in life, This simple shift in timing may unlock new vitality by morning. Number 6. A simple vitamin that helps muscles hold on, not let go. Some people think that once muscles start shrinking with age, there's no turning back. But the truth is, the body never loses its ability to rebuild, it just needs the right instructions. And one of the most powerful instructions comes from a quiet, often forgotten nutrient, vitamin K2. K2 isn't just about bones, as many believe. It plays a critical role in directing calcium to where it belongs in bones and muscle tissue, not in arteries or soft tissue where it can cause damage. Without enough K2, calcium can actually weaken muscles by stiffening surrounding tissue and disrupting energy flow in cells. This silent process can accelerate muscle loss, even when diet and activity are otherwise healthy. A recent study in the journal Nutrients followed older adults over a 12-week period and found that those supplementing with vitamin K2, specifically in the MK7 form, showed a 37% improvement in lower limb strength, better mitochondrial efficiency, and greater muscle density, all without changing their diet or exercise habits. That's the kind of impact most people don't expect from a vitamin they've barely heard of. In a real-life example, a 72-year-old woman in California, struggling with recurring calf tightness and low stamina, was advised to take 90 micrograms of vitamin K2, MK7, each night with a teaspoon of peanut butter. Within 6 weeks, she reported smoother movement during her morning routines, improved balance while gardening, and far fewer muscle spasms during sleep. What changed wasn't her lifestyle, it was the precision of her nutrition. K2 works best at night because that's when the body shifts into mineral redistribution, moving calcium, magnesium, and other key elements into the tissues that need them most. Taking it with a small amount of healthy fat before bed helps absorption and supports this natural process. And when paired with regular movement, the results speak clearly. Stronger legs, better balance, and renewed confidence. For many aging adults, muscle loss feels like a slow fading of vitality. But with the right nutrients, that decline can be slowed and even reversed. Vitamin K2 might not make headlines, but in the quiet hours of the night, it helps hold muscles together so mornings can begin with strength, not struggle. Number 7, the vitamin that helps muscles recover while you sleep. At 75, Mr. Raymond, a retired mail carrier from Ohio, prided himself on staying active. He still walked daily, volunteered twice a week, and kept up with his grandchildren. But recently, his mornings have changed. He began waking up with soreness in his thighs, tightness in his shoulders, and a general sense of stiffness that stretched into midday. "I'm doing everything I've always done," he told his doctor, "but I don't bounce back like I used to." The real issue wasn't what he did during the day. It was what his body lacked at night. Vitamin C, often seen as just a cold-fighting nutrient, vitamin C plays a central role in muscle repair through its critical involvement in collagen production. Collagen forms the structural framework of muscle fibers, tendons, and connective tissue. Without enough vitamin C, these fibers lose strength and flexibility, making recovery slower and injuries more likely, even in the absence of overexertion. A study published in the British Journal of Nutrition followed over 13,000 adults aged 42 to 82 and found that those with higher blood levels of vitamin C had significantly more skeletal muscle mass than those with deficiencies. This held true even after accounting for physical activity and protein intake. The findings suggested that vitamin C doesn't just support immunity, it preserves muscle integrity from the inside out. When taken at night in the buffered or liposomal form, vitamin C saturates tissues during deep sleep, precisely when the body is engaged in repair. Unlike food-based vitamin C, which often passes through the system quickly, these advanced forms remain in circulation longer and are easier on the digestive system, particularly for older adults. Mr. Raymond began a simple bedtime routine. 1 gram of buffered vitamin C in a small glass of water, taken at least an hour after his last meal. Within weeks, the stiffness faded. He no longer hesitated to tie his shoes or rise from his favorite chair. "I didn't know something so small could make this much of a difference," he said. Vitamin C may be easy to overlook, but for aging muscles, it's a vital resource. When given at the right time, it strengthens the fibers that hold the body together, so that strength is not only built during the day, but protected and restored each night. Number 8, the final step that ties it all together. If every evening were a chance to rebuild, this final step would be the thread that holds it all together. After preparing the body with nutrients like magnesium, CoQ10, B2, omega-3 seconds, K2, and vitamin C, there remains one vital ingredient that allows everything to work in harmony: consistency. It's easy to try something once, but the body, especially one that has carried decades of life, work, and memory, needs rhythm. Just as the heart beats in a steady pulse and the lungs breathe in patterns, healing responds to what is repeated, not what is rushed. Nutrients don't perform miracles overnight. They become powerful through habit, timing, and gentle persistence. A 2022 study from the University of Groningen in the Netherlands found that seniors who followed a structured bedtime nutrient regimen for 10 consecutive weeks showed not only gains in muscle density, but also improved sleep efficiency, better morning mobility, and reduced fall risk compared to peers with irregular habits. The science is clear. The body thrives on predictability. This is where something as simple as preparing a rest ritual each evening can become transformative. Laying out a glass of water, taking supplements at the same time, stretching for 5 quiet minutes, maybe reading a few pages from a favorite book. These actions send a signal. The day is ending, and recovery is beginning. Over time, the body learns to expect nourishment, to activate repair, and to greet the morning with resilience. Take, for example, a couple in their late 70s from Vermont who began a shared evening routine after decades of different health challenges. Each night, they dim the lights, take their nighttime nutrients together, breathe in silence for a moment, and turn in. Within 3 months, they both reported fewer aches, steadier mornings, and most surprisingly, a deeper sense of connection not just to each other, but to their own well-being. In the end, it's not only what is taken before bed, but the care with which it is taken that makes the greatest difference. Muscles respond to science, but they also respond to rhythm, to intention, and to respect. This final step is simple yet powerful. Keep going. Let every night become a quiet investment in strength, balance, and freedom. The journey to better mornings begins and ends with care, and that care begins tonight. Growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It means learning how to grow wiser, with intention. And one of the most powerful lessons science has given us is this: your strength tomorrow begins with the care you give your body tonight. The idea that muscles simply fade with age isn't fully true. What really causes loss of strength in later years isn't age alone, it's neglect. It's the small habits that go missing when we think rest is enough. But rest without nourishment isn't recovery. Sleep without the right nutrients is like building a house without materials. The body wants to heal. It is built to rebuild, but we must give it the tools. This video showed you the science-backed steps that can protect your muscles. Steps that are simple, gentle, and completely within your reach. A spoonful of protein, a capsule of magnesium or CoQ10, a little vitamin D, omega-3 seconds, or even something as humble as vitamin C taken with intention before bed can change the way your body wakes up. And when done consistently, these quiet choices do something extraordinary. They don't just preserve muscle, they preserve freedom, independence, confidence. Imagine waking up each morning without that slow stiffness, without that hesitation to take the stairs, to bend down in the garden, or to keep up with your grandchildren. Imagine feeling strong, not in a gym-going, heavy-lifting kind of way, but in the way that matters most. Being steady on your feet, clear in your mind, and capable in your daily life. This is not a fantasy. It is your biology. And the best part, it's not too late. You don't need to overhaul your life. Just begin with one small habit tonight, one nutrient, one stretch, one quiet moment where you say, "This time, I'll care for myself too." If this makes you think twice about your bedtime routine, we want to hear from you. Please share your thoughts in the comments. What part resonated most with you? what change Aru inspired to make. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, or if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button now. This channel is here for you. Every video we make is meant to give you strength, clarity, and real tools for a better, healthier, and more peaceful life after 60. Thank you so much for watching. May you stay strong, may you sleep deeply, and may each morning greet you with the joy of knowing you are taking control of your health, your peace, and your precious time on this earth.